Hello everybody out there on this great floating rock called Earth. My name is Dee Vergados and welcome to Let's Talk Hypnosis. And today I have my very special guest, Selena D. Valentine. Welcome to the show, Selena.
Oh, thank you for having me, Dee Dee. It's a pleasure to be here.
So this chat with Selena here today is brought to you on behalf of Hypnothoughts Live 2018. So let me tell you a little bit about Selena before we get started. Selena D. Valentine is a Board Certified Hypnotist, member of the International Association of Counsellors and Therapists, a certified life coach, and an NLP Practitioner. Selena's work has been featured in numerous local and national media outlets over the years, including WPIX 11, Fox, and the New York Post. An avid learner and educator, Selena keeps current on all the latest research in the field of mind and body wellness, and also is the founder of the conference HypnoBiz New York. So today Selena is here to talk to us about weight loss and how we can help people achieve healthier lifestyles. So Selena, you look great and healthy yourself. So tell us, how did you get into hypnosis and then weight loss as well, and helping people to achieve their healthier lifestyles?
Well, I actually stumbled upon hypnosis, hypnotherapy by personal experience. I was having over 10 years ago when my grandmother passed away, and then a year later, suddenly my only older brother passed away, and it was and I never experienced grief that was so close. I mean, of course, you have your grandparents or your, at some point we all pass away, but my brother was very young and we were really, really close. And before that time, I'm doing all kinds of fun stuff, and that really stopped me in my tracks. Like, that was like a time in my life where I said, whoa. Focus on what's really important in life, because your life can be over in an instant. So all this partying I was doing, it basically everything came to a halt where I had to reevaluate my life and reevaluate what I wanted to do with however much time I had on earth. And I was in heavy duty grief, a hypnotist to stop smoking. Okay. And she had smoked for maybe like 15 years or so. And she literally stopped smoking after a couple sessions. And I said, what in the world did that hypnotist do to you? 15-year habit, maybe it can help me with this grief. I knew therapy, psychotherapy, psychology, psychiatry, but I didn't want to be in therapy for 10 years, 20 years. Right. Get rid of this grief as soon as possible. So I remember, looking online and looking up hypnotist, and Melissa Tier's name and website popped up. I read the information on her website, and I just felt the connection with her, even just, from the computer. So I remember calling her. I remember to this day, and this was over a decade ago, exactly some of the things that she did with me. We did EFT, we did, and I worked with her for quite some time, and she basically reframed the grief. Instead of it being like a loss, how am I ever going to live again, and what could I have done, and maybe it was my fault, I should have done this. She reframed it. It was almost like a reset, where I was now focusing on all the joy that his legacy and how I can celebrate his life instead of grieving his passing. Right. And that was a huge revelation to me, even. And sometimes when you're in something, especially as heavy as grief, when your sibling passed away, you can't even see the forest in the tree. Grief-stricken, you're just so sad that you actually need another person to actually reframe the dialogue that's going on in your mind. Right. Yeah. And since then, she's become a friend, she's become a mentor. I referred my parents because, it's my brother, but it's my mother's child. So it's a little bit different. It's a little different. Parents went to her, my grandmother went to her. So it was really like a family affair. And, I tell people to this day, Melissa Tears really changed my life.
Right.
Without that intervention. And then I remember she sent out a newsletter about training in hypnotherapy. And I just knew right away, I said, if she did this for me, maybe I can learn to teach other people that or what roadblocks they have in their life that they want to overcome or push through. So that was really my brother's passing in hypnotherapy, where I was in New York City and just wild and crazy and having fun and doing all this crazy stuff. Night and day. Like, I don't even recognize my old self, because it just refocused my energies to, being a better person, my life purpose, help achieve their goals.
Yeah, and unfortunately, sometimes we have to live through an unfortunate experience like your brother passing to really reevaluate our lives and make those changes. And I had a similar experience. It wasn't someone else, it was me who actually almost died. So it really makes you sit down and take stock and take inventory and decide what's important. And I only have so many years left. What do I want to accomplish? And if I died tomorrow, how would I feel about it? Because when you have that experience of almost dying, it's like, it's similar to what you went through. So healthy lifestyles and weight loss, so many people are suffering from this cultural, social consciousness we have with this fast food, this junk food. They've been somehow sucked into it thinking it's a normal way of being. How do you help these people in your practice? Like how do you help them see the forest through the trees?
Yeah. Well, I would say that my number one issue, like, that clients come to, do see, a lot of weight loss clients. I've had my practice since 2008 in New York City. So it's evident because Americans, 70% of us are overweight.
Right.
They're out there, people can look it up. So that would make sense that that's the number one reason why people are coming to see hypnotherapists. They're trying to get control of this weight.
Right.
And as you mentioned, whether it's things like that, what I found in New York City in particular is that a lot of the people work a lot here.
Right.
Like people are working 12 hours, 16-hour days. So they're not having a lot of time to prepare food, or whatever it is. So what the problem is, most of the clients that we have is that they're
so by the time repeat that again, because you're just fading in and out. So the problem you have is
so the clients here in New York City, so they're working 12-hour days, 16-hour days, and they're working. So they don't have time, or they're not making their needs. So what they're doing is, during the break or afterward, damaged.
Okay.
So that could be a slice of pizza, that could be a hamburger and French fries, or things like that. And because you also specialize in weight loss, that's a recipe for disaster.
Yeah, and it's the overwork, the workaholic mentality too, that is like a very unbalanced lifestyle. So do you help support them in kind of seeing that as a little but unbalanced too? Or?
Yep.
Okay.
Who just lost 40 pounds. I've been working with her. She lost 40 pounds and she has a set of twins. She has 2 other children besides that. Right. She has her so you can see how she was just stressed out, overworked, no time for herself, and she ballooned.
Right.
To prepare the meals, prepare the proper meals, obviously. So she would have herself or her babysitter, so that way she's taking them to work. Right?
Okay.
She has her lunch, dinner, she can just heat it up, so she's not scrambling and so exhausted, right? And go down on her wine consumption. Because she was so tired and exhausted at night, she would just grab a glass of wine and have like a burger. because, she just was at the, at the hospital all the time. Right. So we changed her habits around. You are going to lose weight or make any type of lifestyle change, you have to put yourself first as well. Of course, you have your children. Of course, you have to do self-care. And if you're doing self-care, what does that mean? What does that look like, right? And the action steps that need to take that need to be taken. And that was incorporating, even if it's 20 minutes of a brisk walk every day, packing up your lunch, only having the psychology of putting everybody else first and instead putting yourself first. And I find, we as women, we put a lot of people first in the family.
Right.
We put the family first. And it's like, no, there's a reason when you're mask on first and then your child, because if you're over there passed out, you're no good to your child or anybody else. So I to take care of yourself first, and once they understand that concept and once that really sinks in their subconscious mind, it just becomes natural for them to make the
Absolutely. And everybody, I apologize, we seem to have not the best connection, so I'm hoping you're getting a lot of what Selena is saying, but the part that they may have missed is an analogy I use too, is like when you're in an airplane, you put your own oxygen mask on first. And that goes without saying that your children are going to model you. So if you're not modeling self-care, then they're going to carry on that tradition in their family, and it's just going to spread. So it's very important. A lot of clients, as you know, they will say, well, it feels like I'm being selfish. Actually, you're not. It's self-care. It's taking care of yourself, modeling that for your children, knowing that everybody has a place. And you're so much better for them when you take care of yourself. So what else? What are some of the real miracles you've seen in your career as a result of being a hypnotist? Because we have those like people who are like in virtually 1 or 2 sessions are they're amazing. Whether it's the way their mind works or what process we used on them that just really clicked, like Melissa Tears with you. What have you seen in your hypnosis career that's really astounded you?
Well, maybe because I just love babies so much. Okay. And I love one of my clients, and she actually wrote this really amazing testimonial for us on Yelp, where she got surprised she was being so open and so vulnerable. She was, has been trying to get pregnant. So she was trying to get pregnant for 2 years or whatever. It wasn't working. The doctor said, she was perfectly fine. Her eggs were fine. Her, everything was working fine in the area, but she just wasn't. So I started working with her. She purchased like a 12-pack of sessions. And
Oh, say that again. You just cut out and we missed the good part.
So, no, she bought like a 12-pack of sessions with me. And I told her, I said, if you have this unexplained infertility, so that's what we're going to work on in hypnotherapy. We're going to work on these blocks so that you can allow pregnancy. You can allow your body to... She had a little boy already. Okay. And she wanted a little girl. So on the 9th session that I did with her, she became pregnant, and she's actually a baby girl.
Okay, wonderful. And you know what? When we look at the research stats, hypnotherapy is far above, even in vitro and things like that. So we know for infertility, hypnosis is absolutely amazing. When medicine fails, hypnosis works for infertility.
It's so true. And I find that to be a miracle, because I think babies are miracles, and I think they're just so adorable and just bundles of joy and love. So to have your dream that she wanted to have her baby girl, I mean, even down to the sex, because she had a boy already. Wow. And she wanted this little girl, and now she's about to give birth in 2 weeks to this little girl, and just know that I was a part of that. And she sends me messages and emails and texts. Thank you so much. You changed my life. It's like, I just absolutely love what we do, because I see the miracles happening every day.
Amazing, amazing. Well, thank you so much for being with us here today, Selena. And I look forward to seeing you at HT Live, Hypnothoughts Live. So Selena will be doing a 1 hour, and it's for hypnotists, and you're actually going to be providing a script as well for weight loss.
Yeah, it's going to be the ultimate weight loss script. It's one of the scripts that I use with my clients to help them lose weight. Sometimes I use scripts, sometimes I don't, but this is one that I really like. So if you have weight loss clients and you want a nice script that, has exercise in it, eating healthy foods, taking self-care, you definitely want to attend the class, and you'll also get a copy of the script.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much, Selena. It's been great speaking with you here today.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate your time, and I look forward to seeing you and everyone else at HT Live, one of my favorite conferences.
Yay! Okay. Bye, Selena.
Bye.